What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be showcasing a Shadow Altaria team in the Go Battle League. I feel like Shadow Altaria is always a little bit underrated. We do see regular Altaria a lot, but the Shadow variant gets access to a lot of extra Dragon Breath damage against some very key picks, such as Jellicent, Licky Licky, and Unovan Stunfisk. And sometimes, even in a mirror match, you can do extra damage, which is pretty nice. I'm going to pair it up with a Tinkaton as well as a Seeking here today. This team looks pretty good, and I'm excited to see it in action. But before we do get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Shadow Altaria into Gourgeist. Wow, that is a Pokemon you don't see too often these days, but a very good lead for us. We'll see if they stay in. They don't. They switch out into a Licky Licky here. Makes sense. This is generally a good answer here to Altaria, but I'm going to go for some fast move pressure, then bring in my Tinkaton. I'm not necessarily scared about losing switch advantage, at least not just yet. Actually, maybe I should be. There's a chance it's a Carbink in the back line. But anyway, even if it's a Carbink, I feel like then my Seeking has quite a bit of play, because the way that they can flip switch advantage here is they have to go down shields to do so, I believe. So we'll see what they want to do. They're at another Shadow Ball here. I do survive this, although if they land this attack, they will put me into Body Slam range now, which is a little bit scary. They're at 1, so 2 away from a Body Slam, 3 away from a Shadow Ball. We'll see what they want to throw here, or if they want to, like, just overfarm a little bit. Gigaton Hammer almost gets the knockout. 2, 3. And they bring back in the Gourgeist here, which I'm pretty sure doesn't actually... Yeah, it doesn't incinerate down in 1, so I just get a Gigaton Hammer off. You know what? I'm kind of fine with that. This is going to hurt. They probably do let it go. But, I mean, that's a lot of good damage to land. And if it is a Carbink in the back line here, then I don't exactly want to switch lock in my Altaria against it, right? So I think this is still a pretty fine play for us. I'm going to go for the Sky Attack right before they get to a Shadow Ball, because I feel like I don't want to go down shields here, and I don't really want to take an attack from this either. If it is Carbink, they're going to bring it in, like, right now, right? Or maybe it's not Carbink, and they're not crazy. Oh, it's not Carbink, but it is Morpeko, I suppose, which is also kind of scary. Morpeko here is going to be able to put in quite a bit of work just with the fact that they can one-shot us here. I don't love that necessarily, but my Dragon Breath will add up over time. And if I can get some shields down, maybe we're in a better spot. You know what? They throw really early here. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should let this go. It's a bad play, I think, but it's also like the play I kind of have to make, because if I let this through, at least I can start landing drill runs against them. But I'm kind of worried that with the energy they have on Licky Licky, I might still be in a bad spot here, because they can probably go straight Psychic Fangs now and pace a little bit quicker than I'd like. But I think I do still need to shield this up, just in case they full send. And if they go for the bait here, so be it. They're at 1. We'll see what they want to do. Big form change. Morpeko takes so long to do that. We'll go for the drill run now. They're at 4, so they have another move ready to go. But it's only going to be a Psychic Fangs. But they're at +2, basically, because I'm at -1, and they're at +1. So we'll see what they throw. Whoa. What? Well, that just wins us the game. That could have been kind of awkward. I think I had to, like, call a catch or something at some point, but I didn't expect them to swap right then. I thought they'd at least do the next move. That makes my life so much easier. All right, then. Well, I feel like that game could have been a lot harder to win. But you know what? We're not going to say no against a Morpeko team. Shadow Altaria into Unovan Stunfisk. All right, this is my best matchup against this Pokemon, although my backline does have ways of kind of dealing with it if we need to. They bring in a Furo here, which I don't exactly have a hard answer to on my team, so I'll just stay in. They go for a Drill Peck. We do survive this pretty easily here, so I'm going to let it go. I think the thing is, I don't have the easiest way of dealing with that Stunfisk later on, right? So what I want to do, I think, instead of, like, switching out here and trying to save my Altaria, is potentially maybe I just want to get them to throw a second move here and try to go maybe for, like, a farm down at some point with a different Pokemon. Okay, they're at 6 right now, so they should be at 1 past the move right now. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to see if I can, like, farm this down ever. I don't know if I can farm down with 1 shield. I think I might need to, like, 2 shield farm down if I were to do that. They're at 5 right now. 6, 7. All right, so I need 3 more pecks to knock out, and I'm not sure that's going to be quite enough, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we'll see. Furo is always such a scary Pokemon. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be quite enough here, so I do have to throw an attack against them. But I can go for the Drill Run. It is slightly cheaper. But now I'm not in the best position, because they can bring back in that Stunfisk here, right? And because they've got the peck damage against us... Oh, they actually bring in Mantine. I don't love that all that much. Try to catch a Twister. Okay, I was going to say they don't fall for it, but they did just throw a move here, so maybe this is a Twister? We'll see. I don't know if that helps us out too much either way. But, I mean, it's not good that they did that for them. All right, they're dry on this thing, so that's kind of good. I do have a lot of energy on my Seeking, and they still need 2 Mud Bombs to knock us out. That Twister does almost nothing to us, right? So they're at 5 here. They're completely dry after throwing this move. And I'm in Twister range on... Well, actually, I'm not in Twister range on my Seeking just yet, but, like, I'm getting close to it. So we'll see what happens. They're at 2 here. I would love to save energy on this Pokemon. I don't know if I can. No debuff's actually kind of catastrophic, though. Because if I got a debuff, I think a Drill Run would be enough to knock out. But now not getting a debuff, I think I'm in a pretty awkward spot. I have to shield this, but it's probably a Discharge. No, they do Mud Bomb. I'm going to switch here, because I think I literally have to. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I think, unfortunately for us, this team is just going to be a little bit too bulky to win against. If they got the debuff, that would have knocked out, and then maybe there'd be a chance. But yeah, no debuff is going to kind of just be our undoing right now. I can go for the Icy Wind, either get a shield or a knockout against this, but the only way I think I can win this is if for some reason they shield this, and then, like, they let me Fairy Wind down, and then 2 Gigaton Hammers knock out the Mantine. But, like, even then, it's a Mantine. I know it's not going to be enough, and they're only 5 away from a Water Pulse. I think I tried my best here, but yeah, that's too much for my Tinkaton to do. That's unfortunate, but GG's. All right, next game, Altaria into Electrode. All right, pretty neutral lead matchup here. We both have a lot of, you know, fast and charge attack pressure we can throw. Well, I guess Thundershock doesn't do that much to us, right? But Wild Charge will do a lot. But I'm a Shadow Altaria, so my Dragon Breath do a little bit extra damage than I would be doing otherwise. I'll go for the Sky Attack here, because even though Flamethrower is super effective, I think right now that might just be a little bit of overkill to throw that. And unfortunately, I have nowhere to catch a Wild Charge on my team, so I kind of just have to, like, let it go. They're at 11. Okay, so they build up to 100 energy here. I think I survive 1 move. They need to throw 2 attacks against us to knock us out. And at that point, their defense is going to be pretty low. Yeah, pretty easy live. And they throw the second move right after. I think I'm going to let this through, though. Because they can't go for an energy ball, right? That's not quite enough. Well, I guess they can, but they... okay, well, I was going to switch out there, but I guess I wasn't able to. Anyway, they're only at 1 on that Electrode here. And Seeking's actually a pretty good answer to Empoleon, right? Because while they do have an energy lead and Drill Peck kind of two-shots us, we have Drill Run, which is super effective against them. They go for the Drill Peck. They're at 1 right now. 2, 3. So Empoleon plus Electrode. I wonder if it could be like a Ninetales in the backline. I know that's been kind of a team I've seen somewhat recently. And if that's the case, then I probably want to go for like a shield into a farm down and save my Seeking. I don't want to fully rely on my Tinkaton this game to close out the backline. And I kind of need to hope that like 5 more pecks are enough to knock out here so I don't have to double shield. And I think that will be enough, just barely. Oh wow, they do bring in the Electrode here. So they're at 3, I believe, right now. So 2 away from the next move. If they shield, I can overfarm by 1 more. And if they no shield, then, I mean, I still have a lot of energy. Wow, they actually do shield. Kind of surprised to see that. We'll go for the Drill Run, and we'll see if they want to go for a second shield here. Actually, they don't. They can't. They already shielded, so this just knocks them out. And now Ninetales, if they have it, likely comes back in. And if not, then we'll see the final Pokemon and hope that it's still good for Tinkaton, like whatever it might be. It is Ninetales in the backline. All right. So I do have Drill Run here, right? The only issue is they have Weather Ball, and Weather Ball is very much super effective against Tinkaton. So with the pacing they have here, this game could still be a little bit uncomfortable because I don't have Fast Move pressure. I do survive 1 Weather Ball, though, so I can shield this up. And they're at 8 right now, right? So they're at back-to-back. So they instantly throw them. You know, this might be a bad play, but, like, I think no matter what here, throwing a Bulldoze instantly could be a decent play because Empoleon might get to a move still against Tinkaton, and even though they can catch against us right now by doing that, it guarantees, first of all, no Hydro Cannons reached, and second of all, I do still have a decent amount of HP on my Seeking. They have to throw a move after 5 Embers here, or else they take an attack, and I think these Fairy Winds just put them into a range where I can peck down in 1 or 2 fast moves. So I should be fine, because they're going to be 3 away from a Weather Ball, and just the fast move pressure is going to be enough from Seeking. Big Weather Ball, and we get the peck down. Nice, there we go, GG's. Shadow Altaria into a Fearow. Alright, we saw this Pokemon a little bit earlier today, and it's not exactly the best Pokemon for my team to see, but it's not unplayable for us either, just because these Dragon Breaths add up quite a bit, and they can't really one-shot us here by going for a Drill Peck. So I'm going to go for the classic No Shield into a Sky Attack to try to get a shield advantage. Now, Fearow could have a lot of things in the back line. I guess one of them being a Licky Licky here. So I'm going to try to catch a move on my Tinkaton if I can, but they're a little bit too patient. They overfarm, they go for the Shadow Ball. But this is still fine. I have a lot of energy left over on Altaria, and this matchup's pretty good for Tinkaton in general. So they're at 4, they're completely dry, and they show they're not on Earthquake, which is always nice to see. 3, 4, and 5. So they're overfarming. They don't throw an alignment like I was kind of hoping they would, but it's fine. It doesn't really need to happen. In fact, I don't necessarily need to switch this game. At least I probably don't. 6. I'll go for the no shield here. I'm kind of fine letting my Tinkaton go if I have to, just to get more energy in the back line. Fearow plus Licky Licky could mean the final Pokemon is a Diggersby. I have seen that team quite often. Like a triple normal lineup, right? So if that's the case, then both Seaking as well as Altaria are pretty good against that. But it could just be like some other random third. We let that go. We have a lot of energy on Alt. We get a full Peck down here, I believe, before Body Slams are reached. So we have a lot of energy on both of our Pokemon. Does the Fearow come back in, or is it going to be their third? I'd be fine either way. Okay, it's going to be their third. It's a Stunfisk, actually, which is honestly not my favorite Pokemon to see, but I don't hate the fact that I have a lot of energy here. I'm going to go for the Icy Wind, get a debuff. They likely switch out. But if they don't, that's also fine. All right, they do bring in this guy. And they go for an attack here against us. Gonna be the classic Drill Run, or Drill Peck play. I'd love it if they Drill Ran, because that would do less damage. But we have the Icy Wind ready to go. And we do have a lot of energy still left over as well on Altaria. So we're not in an unplayable spot here. But this is going to get dicier than I'd like, just because Fearow is not going to get farmed down super quickly. Sky Attack does get the knockout, though. They let that go. Interesting. All right, maybe a bad Sky Attack. I probably shouldn't throw this. I probably should go for the Flamethrower all the time here, but I'm going for the Sky Attack because I feel like they have to shield, and we do get the shield there. It's a little bit cheaper, so it forces energy out of them a little bit sooner than they'd like. And the thing about Altaria on the Shadow is look how much damage I'm doing with my Fast Move Pressure, right? Dragon Breaths do 1 extra damage from a Shadow Altaria into Unova and Stunfisk than regular Altaria could do. And I think here we should probably be able to get to a Drill Run before they get to back-to-back discharges. Yeah, we can go for the CMP. That is about as close as it gets, but because we're able to not only get that bait off, but also because we are able to get the Dragon Breath damage against them with Shadow Altaria, this Drill Run should now be enough to get the knockout. Okay, that was a bit of a tricky backline. Another Unovan Stunfisk plus Fearow team. But luckily, despite not having an Ice type here, I mean, we have a lot of neutral play against that, and we're still able to pick up a win. Next opponent, we will see Altaria into Altaria. All right. Now, Shadow Altaria can force an interesting situation in this matchup where sometimes I can do extra damage with my fast move to them than they do to us. And look at that. You can see that I am doing quite a bit more damage against them here. So I can actually go for a very annoying play where I can no-shield the Sky Attack, and then I can go for the Sky Attack myself and farm all the way down and come out with 2 moves. Well, not 2 moves, but like I can come out with a full move basically ready to go. And if I do that, then they're in a really awkward spot where I mean, either they have to get a shield used on their backline. Man, I can't speak. Anyway, they have to use a shield on their backline, or they have to, like, you know, shield the lead. And see, I get the farm down now because of that breakpoint. We'll see what they bring in here. If it's a Carbink, it doesn't really matter that I got that, I guess. But, like, Empoleon, for example, is not really the best answer here to a Shadow Altaria. Now, I hope they only get, like, 3 more Metal Sounds at most. Wow, they shield that? Well, that's huge. I wasn't really expecting that. I mean, Shadow Flamethrower is a strong move, but even still, I wasn't exactly expecting a shield that early. Now I have Drill Runs that I can throw that will do quite a bit more damage. I survive a Drill Peck, so I'm going to go for the no-shield on the first. I'll shield the second, and I'll just keep on farming up just in case they want to switch out to something in the back line that I might want to throw energy into. And avoiding this against my Tinkaton is probably a good thing, but they could have like a Ninetales in the back line once again. I think Ninetales plus Altaria is a pretty common duo, and if that's the case, then I am in a little bit of a scary spot here with the little Tinkaton. We'll go for the Drill Run, and we'll hope at this point either I get a shield or a knockout if they let it go. Okay, I can peck that down. And it is a Ninetales in the backline, non-Shadow actually, so I don't even know if they can go for a Weather Ball to knock us out. We'll go for the Drill Run. Maybe I should have Icy Wind baited to be an absolute demon. Well, now I can, I guess. We'll go for it here. They're at 7. Wow, they're over-farming quite a bit. So now their Weather Balls are going to do a lot less damage than they'd probably hope. I'm going to switch out 8, 9. Okay, so they're at 9, which means they're at 5 after this weather ball, which also means they're 3 away from their third move. And we don't get 2-shot after that debuff, so this is looking kind of awkward for them. But a nice play by them here to actually go for the throw after 1 right before a CMP. They likely try to go for a catch right now. Yeah, they do. I couldn't actually see it happening because the game doesn't always visually update here on the old system, but I think we're still fine. We shouldn't get Emperor down in 5. I hope. If we do, that's tragic. Now we're good. So, like, even with that catch here, we can just go for another Bulldoze. And that should be enough. Because they're not going to be at back-to-back just yet. They should be at, like, 1 away from the next one. So I can go for this move. And it should just guarantee the knockout. Nice. Even with that catch, you know, it still worked out for us. Although I do kind of wish that didn't happen. But it happens sometimes. This old system's kind of funny. Bulldoze gets the KO. And we get the win. Another, like, Empoleon Ninetales backline. Those have been kind of uncomfortable for our Tinkaton, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter. Seeking's just so strong into that lineup. Like, that whole team, Seeking's actually pretty good into. Galarian Corsola, that's cool. Let's try to catch that. What does that get us up to? 4-1, up almost to 2800s. All right, let's keep it going. Shadow Altaria into Shadow Primeape. Okay, you know, this is always such a scary matchup here because they likely have Ice Punch, I believe. But the thing is, they also can just go straight Rage Fist here and also threaten a lot of damage. But it looks like Shadow into Shadow, they take so much fast move pressure that I should be able to farm down here in the 2s, which is also pretty good. Okay, they have Ice Punch. Good shield. 9. They're at their next attack now. I would love to catch an Ice Punch on, like, a Seeking or something, but that might be a little bit risky to go for. They have the next move right now. Oh, they throw instantly. Okay. Well, I could have caught, I guess, right then, but I wasn't really expecting the instant throw. But it's fine. We do have a lot of HP still left over here, and I think our backline's still pretty good against this Pokemon, so we'll see what they want to do. 6. All right, I'm going to actually try to go for a Sky Attack before switching out, because I don't have a hard answer to this Pokemon. But, I mean, I do have a Tinkaton that's not actually unplayable here. Try to go for a Twister Catch, but they're a little bit too patient. They're at 9 right now, so they have a Water Pulse plus 2. Excuse me. And they can go for the next one here on their 6th cycle, right? So they're 4 away, which means I should be able to CMP them actually on this attack, which I will go for, because I feel like at this point, if they want to get a Water Pulse off, they can go for a shield, right? But that doesn't do all that much for them. Water Pulse won't knock us out from here, and we can just guarantee the knockout there. Okay, Stunfisk in the back line. Not the best Pokemon to see, but honestly, there could be worse. You know, it could be... Well, could there be worse? I don't know. Maybe this is like one of the trickier Pokemon that my entire team could see. We'll find out. Do I get a debuff? A debuff would be great. No debuff. Try to go for a catch, and I think we did just catch a Mud Bomb, which is helpful, but man, I would love a debuff at some point. Bulldoze is a 50% chance, so every other Bulldoze you throw should guarantee a debuff, in my opinion. Okay, they try to go for a catch there. We should be able to drag them this all the way down, right? Yeah, just barely. And they have 8, I believe, Thundershocks right now on the Stunfisk. But that means now they're at back-to-back discharges. But I think here, after just getting this Flamethrower off, either I can farm them down, or if I get a shield, I mean, now I can just go for a Drill Run, and we should be fine. They're at 9, I believe, right? So, yeah, they can't get to 2 discharges before I get a Drill Run off. We just come in Seeking, and I think we should be good from here. And even if Seeking goes down, I don't know, maybe I can do something still with Tinkaton. But it shouldn't go down. We win CMP again since we have the Drill Run ready to go. And Stunfisk, despite its bulk, is not going to survive this. Their Wing Con is, I don't know, for some reason it doesn't let me Drill Run. And they don't even CMP. Nice. Okay, that was kind of a close game. Always seeing that Stunfisk in the backline. A lot of Stunfisks today, not going to lie. Gives the team a little bit of trouble, but still very playable. Blastoise Sleet, okay. Well, is this on Ice Beam? Are they going to stay in here? I mean, if they stay in, it's probably on Ice Beam, right? I guess we'll find out. Although these Dragon Breaths are kind of shredding right now, not going to lie. So if they are on Ice Beam, it's honestly not that bad. And if they're on Skull Bash, I mean, they can boost their defense, but it takes so long to reach that honestly I'm not that scared. 7. I'm going to try to catch here. If this is a Skull Bash, that's sad. But if this is an Ice Beam, that is so fun. Please don't be on Skull Bash. Ah, man. That's rough. You know, I think I made a decent play there. Oh, okay. It's a Pachirisu in the back line. Yeah, I guess I should have seen that one coming, huh? They're at 4. I have no idea what to think about this team so far. At least I get a drill run off, which is super effective. Honestly, it's probably my highest hitting move against a Pachirisu. 5. We'll see what they throw here. They might Thunderbolt us. They're pretty strong so far against a Tinkaton, I'm not gonna lie. They go for the Thunder Punch. They're like back-to-back right now, right? Yeah, so they throw the second. I guess I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna try to win this with a shield advantage on Tinkaton, which could be kind of a bad idea, but maybe it's the best idea I've ever had. Flamethrower here might come close to knocking them out, at least putting them into Fairy Wind downrange before they get to another move, right? If Altaria survives, that's big. Now I have a catch opportunity later on this game. And yeah, they should be like one more Volt Switch away, so I get the full farm down. They're at what on their Blastoise? Like 1, I think? 2, 3. And they throw an alignment here. I kind of obviously have to shield this, right? Hydro Cannon is going to do a decent amount of damage. I don't know, however, if I can go for a Gigaton Hammer and Fairy Wind down before they get their next move off. I need 3 Fairy Winds after this attack to be enough. And again, I don't know how much this does. And I also have no idea what's in the back line. Well, they shield, which is also honestly fine, I guess. 3. They throw an alignment. How much do I care about taking this move? It's a Hydro Cannon, I know, but it's from a Blastoise. Maybe I let this through, because there's going to be higher damaging moves potentially later on this game. And I can overfarm a little bit here. And I can go for the Gigaton now. We'll see. I mean, maybe I should have shielded. If there's a lot of fast move pressure in the backline, then yeah, I should have shielded. But if it's something that's going to be more charge move focused, then we'll see if that was a good play or not. Okay, well, I think I'm actually fine here. Although, I probably should have shielded the Hydro Cannon, saying Jump Bluff does neither fast or charge attack pressure against us. But Gigaton Hammer, I believe, does 2-shot. And I think they need an Acrobatics from here to knock out. Yeah, I mean, it's close enough to a 2-shot, right? Yeah. I think we're fine. We even get, like, an extra Dragon Breath if we need to later on this game. Okay. Well, I guess they went over 100 energy, not that it matters. I think they've kind of given up at this point. That's a crazy team. I'm glad we finally had a place for Tinkaton to go, because for the first half of the game, I was like, are they triple countering us? Is it just like a Ninetales in the back? But I guess Jump Bluff works just the same. Okay, a Licky Licky lead. This is a little bit scary to see here, just because I don't have a hard answer in the lead, and my best answer is my Tinkaton, right? So, like, I don't really want to swap in my Seeking here if I can help it, but maybe I should. Honestly, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let them throw an attack against us and just bank energy. I'm going to bring in my Seeking now. Oh, they Body Slam, so they're at 1, I guess. That's less damage than they could have got against us if they went for a Shadow Ball, but now they can Shadow Ball or Seeking, I suppose. They're at 4 right now. So this is almost certainly a Shadow Ball. I'm going to shield this up just to play it safe. Wow, are they on Earthquake? Maybe they are. 5, 6, 7. So they're at a Shadow Ball now. If they are actually running that, they're still 1 away from an Earthquake, though, so I do get to 2 drill runs first. Normally, you don't see Earthquake in the lead, so... Okay, well, they throw an alignment. That's got to be a Shadow Ball, right? I guess maybe it's not, because they are technically 1 away from another Body Slam, but... Man, this guy likes Body Slam. Okay. So they have the next Body Slam now. But as we saw there, it's not quite enough to knock us out, so... I should be able to land this drill run, get a shield or a KO. Alright, well, we knock out the Licky Licky. They bring in a Shadow Kanto Marowak. That's a Pokemon I don't see too often these days. I'm going to go for good timing here, because why not? They are at 5, so they have a lot of energy. But, you know, Icy Wind likely gets a shield from them. Yeah, okay. 6. And I have a lot of energy on my Altaria, too. Shadow into Shadow, but it is debuffed. I think I survived this Rock Slide, but it will hurt. I'm going to let it go. They're at 1. Ow. 2. Maybe I should have shielded that, though, because this is going to put us into farm down range. But maybe they also no-shield this. They do. Okay, I switch. What is this? Shadow Primate. Okay, well, if they're on close combat, I lose this game. If they're on Ice Punch, I win. And, like, it doesn't matter if I call a move here. Like, if they have close combat, they should always go straight close combat. It's Racist. I think I'm actually good then. I think I'm good. We didn't actually see the HP that's on that Marowak, so I don't know how low they are. I think they should be in farm down range for my Altaria. They let that go? Really? 3, 4, All right, well, I just go for a shield into a farm down now. I get 2 Fairy Winds off against that Marowak, plus at least 2 Dragon Breaths as well. So I don't think Marowak's going to be healthy enough to survive. They're 1 away from a move, right? Like even a Bone Club? Oh, they have the Bone Club. Oh, they're actually way healthier than well, I guess I didn't see the HP, but I thought they'd be lower than that. I actually thought they'd be quite a bit lower. We might just be in 1 Mud Slap range. We are! No! Dang it. Wait. Man, I wish I could have seen their HP. Then I would have known what I needed to do that game. Will, uh-oh, dude. What is he running these days? Shadow Altaria into Pidgeot. All right. Now, Will is a merchant of insane movesets when it comes to Pidgeot, so I don't know if he's on Twister, Heat Wave, Brave Bird, Feather Dance, Air Cutter. I don't know. There's like a whole host of different attacks he could be on here. But we'll find out, I guess. I'm going to go for the Sky Attack, and we'll see if we get a shield, or if he lets this go. I would imagine he shields, but I don't know exactly what he's running. Okay. Well, if this is a Brave Bird, it knocks us out, but, you know, I think I'm willing to take that risk. Yeah, it's a Feather Dance. So he survived that pretty easily. And I should get to a second move here. And even these debuff Dragon Breaths and this debuff Shadow Sky Attack will do a decent chunk of damage to him. So we'll see if we get a second shield or if he just lets it go. Yeah, it makes sense to let it go. I think now maybe I get farmed down. Honestly, I'm going to do this. Because, again, I don't think he's on Brave Bird, but if he is, this would hurt. I saved a lot of energy on my other guy. We get Feather Danced again. All right. A Rangaroo gets brought in as well. Classic Will D Pokemon. We'll see if Tinkaton has play. There's a lot of things that could be in the back line here. It could be a Mud Slapper. I think that's basically what it is, right? It's a Mud Slapper in the back. I'm going to have to let this go and just hopefully rely on Tinkaton right now. The Trailblaze makes sense. They're just back up to neutral attack, though, so I do wall them with this Pokemon, and I have a decent amount of energy still on Altaria, so maybe we're still in a playable spot here. We'll see what they throw. I don't really want to shield this, but, I mean, at some point, I do need to shield something this game, right? So I don't know when exactly that should be. We'll go for the Gigaton. Hopefully this knocks out. But if it doesn't, it's been nice knowing you guys. I'll have to shield a Brutal Swing, of all things. I don't want to have to do that. Gigaton. Oh, it gets a shield! Well, I wasn't expecting that. But okay, I guess I'll shield this up then. And I think he should be 3 away from the next Brutal Swing, unless I'm crazy. Yeah, okay. So I don't take that damage. And the thing is, I think that Pidgeot should be in Dragon Breath downrange before they get to a move, so, like, at some point, if I need to, like, Altaria might even be able to get to another attack right now. But we'll find out, won't we? What's in the back line, Will? What is this? It is Oinkologne, but we call the catch. We get the farm down. And now we go for the Gigaton Hammer. So, do I get to a move on Altaria? Do I need to? I think I might just survive the Mud Slaps and get to a second Gigaton. I think that's going to be the play. Yeah, try to survive and get to the Gigaton. I think I'm 2 away, right? So I only take 1 more Mud Slap. Even if this is a Trailblaze to boost his attack, which I don't think he's at quite yet, then I should survive and I should get the Gigaton. Nice. Okay. He always runs the craziest things. You never know what it's going to be. Luckily, I always know he disrespects Tinkaton way too hard, so somehow, despite how crazy that team is, we got the win. Mantine lead? Okay, I don't know how this plays out, actually, for the Shadow Altaria here. We'll see what they want to do. Okay, they don't throw when I thought they would. I was really hoping I'd get a catch there. But honestly, this isn't the worst matchup to be in. Like, it's not great. But I think I might actually survive here with 1 Earthquake, and I might get to 2 Gigaton Hammers, right? 7, okay, yeah. And the second Gigaton Hammer will knock them out. What do we want to do? I think shielding this is not a bad play, actually, just to force more Earthquakes out of him later on. 15, so they're at 7, so they have another Earthquake ready to go. I could try to go for an insane catch at some point, but I don't know how consistent that would be. Oh, they let that go? Okay. You know, I think this team might be Sableye in the back, actually. Okay, no, it's not. I was gonna say, there's this team that I ran the other day that had Sableye as the final Pokemon here, and that might be the case, but no, we were just wrong. Anyway, that is annoying. They banked a lot of energy on the Electrode. Electrode's gonna be very tricky to take down. But at least I got the damage there, I guess. I need to take 2 Twisters to get knocked out, though, so that's kind of good for us. They're at 10, I think, right now, so they have the next one. Okay, I think the play is going to be kind of devious what I have to do, but I have to go for like a full peck down with my Seeking to have any play. I don't really want to shield a Twister, because that's not going to do anything to us compared to what Electrode can do. So if I can come out of this with enough energy to get to a couple of attacks against that Electrode, I'm in a good spot. But I need to get like 1 or 2 more pecks to be able to do that. Can they switch out now? They can. And they win CMP. All right, well, I mean, I do have to shield this up, unfortunately. They're at 6, right? So that means after this Energy Ball here, they're going to be at 1. Icy Wind, get the debuff against them. And honestly, maybe now, should I switch out into my other guy? I think so. Because despite the fact that this is a resisted Gigaton Hammer, I think it's still going to do a lot of damage. And if they let it go, I might put them into a farm down range. I'm going to keep on just tapping my screen now. Because I don't think 1 Wild Charge knocks us out. Even with the fact of how low I am, just because we debuffed them, right? All right, big Energy Ball. Wow, the Energy Ball, that's crazy. I think we're fine. Like, unironically, I don't think I can lose this game right now. We'll see. I shouldn't say that. But I don't think I can. I think I peck everything down. Because they had to dump all of their energy here. Manty needs to get to another Twister. But I think they're pretty far away, right? Like, they're dry. Yeah, we get the farm down. And Electrode's going to be like 3 away from the next move. Okay. I don't know how we just won that one. I thought we were in such a bad spot when I saw Electrode. But I guess we won it. Can't complain about that too much. Seeking's just too good, I suppose. With that, another 4 and 1 set with this team. Can't argue with success. Can't argue with Frigibax being a little prick. Okay, we got the 4-1 again, though. We got back into the 2800s. Love to see it. In all these battles today, I gotta say, Shadow Altaria put in a lot of work, but not just Altaria, right? Tinkaton was pretty good in the backline, but also Seeking. I feel like Seeking is a very underrated Pokemon right now. There's people out there that really don't think it's that good because there's not a lot of matchups that it inherently beats, but it is just such a neutral Pokemon in the game, so give this team a try if you have it. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.